What's up, guys? Welcome back to Deeper Dive CFB. Today I'm going to be giving you my full breakdown of this LSU versus Alabama game tomorrow. Like I've said many times, this game has always been called the game of the century because there's been so many good matchups. But I'm going to give you reasons why I think this is probably the best one that we've seen in our lifetime. And obviously, as I mentioned in my video yesterday, I did pick Alabama. I'm going to give you those reasons why, but I'm also going to give LSU the respect they deserve. So be sure to stay tuned to this whole video, guys. And with that, let's get right into it.
Yeah, and I'll be right here in my spot with a little more cash than I already got. Tripping off you because you had your shot with my skin tan.
So before I mention why I picked Alabama in this game, I think LSU deserves all the hype they're getting coming into the game. I mean, they're 8-0. They have 3 wins versus top 10 teams. They went on the road and beat number 9 Texas at the time. And then here recently, they've also beaten number 7 Florida at home and number 9 Auburn. And if you take those 3 big games out of the equation, all coming against good teams, and their other 5 games, they have absolutely dominated, winning by an average score of 53-15. And much of this is due to the hiring of passing game coordinator Joe Brady. He's technically not the offensive coordinator, but listening to some of the broadcasts of these LSU games, whether it's Gary Danielson, whether it's Kirk Herbstreit, and countless other analysts around college football, they're all giving Joe Brady credit for this offensive turnaround. And Brady's got a very interesting story. The dude's only 30 years old, first of all, so very young guy. Played wide receiver at William & Mary until 2012 when he graduated. Worked at William & Mary after he graduated as the linebacker coach for 2013 and 2014. After that, he joined Penn State as a graduate assistant. And I may be thinking during that 2016 season at Penn State, that's where he started to get some of these ideas. You know, probably had these ideas for a long time because at the end of the day, he's, like I said, he's only 30 years old. And being able to produce at a good program like LSU this fast is really amazing. But I would guess 2016 at Penn State, if you remember, that was the first year Trace McSorley played at Penn State. They had Saquon Barkley and ended up making the Rose Bowl. But as it's been well noted, Joe Brady came from the New Orleans Saints. He was an offensive analyst there, went there in 2017. And he obviously made the most out of his time there. Definitely absorbed all the concepts that Sean Payton and Drew Brees have mastered over the years. And it's obviously working. They're averaging 47 points per game. That's the 4th best in the country. And the reason why this is such an intriguing story is LSU typically runs a very conservative offense with multiple tight end sets. But Joe Brady has completely wiped that slate clean. And now he runs one of the most innovative offenses in college football. Joe Burrow is very confident coming to this game.
The last 15, 20 years of LSU Alabama football, it's just been fullbacks, 2 tight ends, ground and pound, 6-3, 9-6, all those kind of games. I think it's going to be a little different.
Obviously, completing 79% of his passes. He averages 350 yards per game passing, 33 total touchdowns to just 4 picks. So I just wanted to say, before I get into why I am picking Alabama, I did want to include that and give LSU the rightful respect they deserve. But now I am going to give you a few reasons why I'm going to go with the Tide to win this game at home. First one is, as good as the LSU offense has been this year, Bama's been on that same level for the 2nd year in a row. Last year in 2018, they averaged 46 points per game, and something that you should remember, in the regular season last year, Alabama didn't play a game that was closer than 3 possessions. I mean, that's unbelievable. They're blowing out everybody. They scored 50 or more points 8 times. Moving on to this year, they've actually gotten better. They're averaging 48.6 points per game. That goes for 2nd in the country, and it's better than LSU. Their closest margin of victory was against Texas A&M. They won the game by 19 points. Their offense has scored 42 points in 7 of their 8 games. Tua has had another great year, completing 75% of his passes. He's averaging over 300 yards a game passing. He's got 29 total touchdowns to just 2 picks. And you also have to note, he missed their last game against Arkansas, so that comes in 7 games. And because they've blown out so many teams, he hasn't played a lot late 3rd and really all the 4th quarter. One thing about Alabama that does give them an advantage as well is I think they balance out things in the run game better than LSU. Najee Harris is their main back. He averages 6 yards a carry. He's got 642 yards this year and 5 touchdowns. But they use their backup running back, Brian Robinson Jr. a lot. He's got 356 yards on the ground, 4.7 yards per carry and 4 touchdowns. Really use him to kind of take the load off Najee Harris a little bit, keep both backs involved in the game, and kind of keep the defense off balance. Meanwhile, LSU, with their new offense, it's obviously pass heavy, they've somewhat abandoned a consistent run game. Versus Texas, the running backs only had 18 carries. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who's their main back, and really the only guy on LSU who we've seen consistently out of the backfield this year. He had a great game. He had 15 carries for 87 yards and a touchdown. So I'm not talking about production here. I'm talking about just usage and how LSU is choosing to use their running backs. Versus Florida, their running backs combined for 16 carries, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire had another great game. 13 carries for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns. And also Tyrion Davis-Price had a 33-yard touchdown as well. So certainly LSU in 2 of their 3 biggest games of the year kind of abandoned the run game despite having good production. Did improve that against Auburn in their last game. Clyde Edwards-Helaire ran the ball 26 times for 136 yards and a touchdown. And the offense only scored 23 in that game, but becoming balanced certainly wasn't the reason why. The only reason I even bring that up for LSU is Alabama's been very stout defensively recently. They held Arkansas running back Rakeem Boyd, who's a very good player, to only 12 carries for 50 yards. And then they also held Texas A&M's running back Isaiah Spiller to only 10 carries for 27 yards. And this is just me. Y'all can disagree with this, but I think LSU has to avoid becoming too pass heavy in this game, and they have to keep the Bama defense honest. They can't become too predictable. This is the last point I want to make about picking Bama. So people are talking about Tua's injury a lot, but I think what people should be more focused on is the status of this LSU defense. Their star running back Michael Divinity left the team on Monday for personal reasons. He's led the Tigers in sacks so far this year despite missing 3 games already. So that's a very physical piece in the middle of the defense that's going to be a huge loss for the Tigers. And the other guy is Grant Delpit. He's one of the best safeties in college football. He's certainly not going to be 100% in this one. He injured his ankle late against Auburn, and he didn't practice for 2 weeks. He didn't practice until yesterday. And even then, he was limited to just individual drills. So Delpit's not going to miss this game because it is such a big game, but he's not going to be anywhere near 100%. And then just regarding Tua's injury, I think it would be a whole different story if Tua's legs played a major role in this offense. But while he's certainly a capable runner, Alabama has proven time and time again that they don't need Tua's scrambles to win them games. It is going to be interesting to see how many deep shots they take because those plays tend to develop slower, and it leaves the risk of Tua getting hit and or having to improvise with his feet. They're certainly going to have to take some shots downfield, but I expect their offensive coordinator Steve Sarkisian to adjust his game plan around Tua and try to give quick hits to all the playmakers that Tua has around him. I mean, you have to remember, he's got Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Jalen Waddle, and Devontae Smith. Those guys all in the same unit. I think all of them going to many other programs in the country would be the guy of the offense. But for all those reasons, guys, I'm going with Alabama to beat LSU and what should be the game of the century. Alright guys, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. This is something I want to do more often, especially when these marquee matchups arise. So if you like this video, guys, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button below. While you hit the subscribe button, you'll see a little bell pop up. Be sure to click that bell so you'll be notified whenever I post a video. I don't want you to miss anything I'm putting out there. Like always, guys, if you know anybody who likes college football like we do, be sure to share this with them. And feel free anytime to DM me on either one of my platforms, Twitter or Instagram. My handle is at deeperdive_CFB, or just comment below. I'll be sure to get back to you. Since I've been saying this at the end of my videos, I have had some people DM me on Instagram, so be sure to do that. I respond very quickly, and I'm always willing to talk college football. Tomorrow should be very entertaining. I'm actually not going to be able to watch this game, which kind of sucks because Texas plays Kansas State at 2:30, same time as this game, but I'll certainly be keeping my eye on it. And with that, guys, should be another great week of college football. We'll see you on Sunday. Thank you.